Hello and welcome to the Crafsman Show. My name is your host, the Crafsman. Thank y'all for joining me in my workshop looking place where I do crafts and things. Today's video gonna be a lot different. I'm gonna be showing y'all how that you can memorize any number that you can do. All that. In today's video, I'm going to teach y'all how that you can memorize any number as long as it can be, as complicated as it is, whatever that you want to. You can remember your bank account, social security, anybody's phone number. This is something that I have used ever since somebody showed this to me way back in college time. How come I learned about this trick? It's from a book called The Memory Book by Lorayne and Jerry Lucas. Stick with it. This is something that will serve you and be useful to the rest of your life, and I hope that you like it. To show you the effect of how this thing is, you'll be able to memorize that number right there, 1950213841124, and formulate it in such a way that you can never forget it. Craftsman, I don't believe you. Well, then just be getting ready to put on your belief hat. Most people, when you're doing a YouTube video, they will give you a lot of excessive, explanation before the explanation before the explanation. But Crafsman just gonna cut right to the point. On page 108, essentially what you got to break it down like this. You got 10 different digits, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then all the way down to 0. So that's 10 different single digits. The way that this trick works is for each digit, you associate it with a letter. Really, it's more like a sound. All right, so you say every time I see a 1 in a string of numbers, I'm gonna think t or duh. See that? So you think t or duh. It's kind of the same, similar sound, but it's gonna make sense in a minute. 2 is gonna be an N. 3 is an M. A lot of these are easy to remember. See that 1 is a one-stroke T or D. A small t has one downstroke. See that right there? 2 is an N. You can think a small n has 2 downstrokes. All right. 3 is an M. I think of it like a 3 sideways. All right. 4 is R. The word for ends with a R. All right. 5 is an L. So this one it might be a little bit harder. So a 6 is going to be a J. Sh, a ch, or a soft G, aka J sound. All right. 7 is a K, K, or a hard C, which also is K, or a hard G, which is G, G. 8 is a F, V, or PH sound, F, or a V, or a F. See that? 8 makes them sounds right there. 9 is a P, a B, like P, peanut, B, basketball. 0 is a Z, S, a S, or a soft C sound, which a soft C sounds like S. All right, so Z, them kind of sounds. Z, S. Craftsman, this don't make no sense to me. So for convenience, I have put this chart right here together. Now this right here, I know this thing inside and out. In that way, once you know this, then all the rest of it is a piece of cake. All right, pecan pie, something. I'm gonna put this down in the description. All right, so you don't have to worry about pausing the video unless you want to, and then writing this down. Although I would encourage you to write it down, because writing things down reinforces learning. Sometimes if your teacher had you write lines, but back when I was in school, they had chalkboards and things like that, and sometimes a student would take turns, banging out the chalk, you know what I'm saying, the erasers, and get chalk all over the place and up on the brick wall and all that stuff, and Mr. McGill will get mad about that stuff. But anyway, memorize this thing right here. 1, the number 1 is a T or a duh. 2 is a N. 3 is a M. M is in Mary. 4 is a R. R sound. 5 is a L, as in Leroy Brown, baddest man in the whole town. 6 is a J, Sh, or a Ch sound. 7 is a K, a hard C, which also is a K, or a hard G, which is a G. See how they sound similar, K and G. 8 is a F, V, or a F, like that. All right. 9 is p or b. Peanut butter, b, p, like that. 0 is a z, s, or a saw, see, s, like that. The part that takes work up front is remembering this, all right. But once you commit this to your memory, you got to remember these 10 individual number association, these sounds that's associated with the number. Once you do that, then you can move on to the next phase. A real quick example. I don't know if any of y'all still have landline telephones, but Crafsman still has one. That way I can get my phone calls from the telemarketers and the fraternal order police, things like that can call me. And so for where I live, it's a 795, all right? That's how the phone number starts out, like that, 795. So if I didn't already know that, how could I memorize that? Using this right here. I know the 7 is a cuss sound, all right? 9 is a b sound, and a 5 is a l sound. So I could just come in here and say cable. If I know the word cable, then I know that means 795, k, 7, b, 9, 5 is a l. So you notice that for the vowels, there ain't no number associated with the vowels. So your vowels are in between, all right? Vowels go in between. You also can say kabloo. You could say kibble. See, it don't really matter how many. It's the sound k, b, l, 7, 9, 5. And you go back to your sound. 7 is a k, 9 is a p or a b, p or b. All right. A 5 is a l sound. So I know the cable and kibble is both equal to 795, all right? Does that make sense? The work on this is going to be remembering this right there. But I'm telling you, once that you get it, you got it, and you done got it. All right, so another real quick example. 7 is a k sound, and then a 3 is a m sound, and then 4 is a r sound. So you got so if we just break it down like that, that looks to me like camera, because the vowels don't count, remember? So I'm gonna say camera. See there? So 7, 3, 4, camera. Camera. How can we put that into play if we try to memorize a number like that right there? That's a long number. That's where the system is really shines, is in remembering long numbers. All right, let's break it down. All right, we know a 1 is a t or a d sound. And what I like to do is take the first 2 letters and come up with my first word, how I'm going to memorize this. So a 9 is a b or a p. So you can go tub, you can go tape, dub. So let's just say b. Let's just go t, b. And I know I could put any vowel in between. I'm just going to go ahead and stick me an a, tape. A 5 is a L. So I'm going to go ahead and put me a table. I know what a 195 is, table. Right, 0 is a s or a soft C. So I can say table. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and make that tables. Easy enough. So 1950 is tables. See, because the 0 is a S sound. And then 213. So 213 is a N, and then a T or a D, and then an M. So I'm going to say 21 is N to T. We'll say not. So we'll say table not. And then we'll say 3 is a M, 8 is a, let's see, a V. Table's not. Move. You could say 3 to 8. You could say move. Here we go. So 3, I'm just gonna say my. We just gonna call that a M, my. All right, you can do that. Cause remember the vowels is just kind of in between. All right, and you could say me. Table not me. Table not my. 8 is a F. 4 is a R. Fred. Table's not my Fred. Let's see if that works. And then 2 4, the last two N and R. Table's not my Fred. And I'm just gonna say never. That makes sense to me. Now that's what's crazy about this. Now if you said, Crafsman, what was that number that you memorized? I'd say table's not my Fred, never. See that right there? Now I've got that number etched in my mind, but not the number, the phrase. Because that's such a ridiculous phrase. Table's not my Fred, never. Maybe somebody's name, you could put a comma. Table's not my Fred, never. You know, it would have been neat if that was a different sound, so we didn't have to, you know. But I just wrote a random number and then came in here and tried to come up with a way to associate, to memorize it. You make letters into words and words into phrases, and that forms a little visual in your mind. So right now, whether you can help it or not, you're trying to picture some tables not my Fred, never. You know, I think about tables not my Fred, never. And then I got that number. Probably I could have come up with a better example, but that's random. I literally just sat there and wrote 919502103. Table's not my Fred, never. If you practice using this, it's going to get to a place where you see that 4 and you automatically think of an R, you think of an M, you think of a K. It's going to be that all this is second nature. And once that becomes second nature, then you're going to be looking at, you know, long numbers and thinking, table's not my Fred, never. Hey, speaking of book, how about a word from our sponsors? It's called Books on Cassette. Bark, bark, chicken bark. Books on Cassette will allow you to listen to your book as you travel and as you go about your day-to-day life. You can put a cassette tape into your Walkman portable player, and that way, while you're working, you also can be absorbing books. Anyway, thank y'all so much for watching another one of my videos. I hope y'all like that, and I hope that you find some useful out of that you can go and memorize any number that you would like to know. Your bank account, you know, your mom phone number, all that stuff. I love y'all. Keep steady crafting.